Hey, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray, Dope Living TV Live. Understand this. The views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. Having said that, some of the content that's on here, we do not own the copyrights to, so y'all go ahead and roll with that one. All right. Look, I want to start off by, first of all, giving you some motivation, okay? Understand this. Be grateful for what you already have while you pursue anything that you're trying to do. Because if you aren't grateful for what you already have, what makes you think you'll be happy with anything more? You know, you just continue to gain, but you're still not happy. More money, more problems, all right? Words to live by. Look, we're going through this same thing that we went through before. Another trial of that we want justice for. And everybody's thinking that, hey, we're not going to get it. So people are getting riled up. People are getting tense. People are getting ready. Trial of Derek Chauvin, for the murder of George Floyd is going on right now. It's day 2, actually, today. And already we've seen so much terrible stuff on the video that it's just it's overwhelming. Some people are thinking that it's going to wind up the same way. We'll go through this trial. The perpetrator will get acquitted, and then it's going to be all of this unrest. The Black Lives Matter movement to re-energize. Everybody, we must understand that this is the hand that we've been dealt. So let's hope for the best. You know, expect the worst, but hope for the best. You know, you never know. But the information that's out here, the videos that are seen, and the testimony today, I watched it today. The testimony today was just, man, everybody that got up there was really, they were upset. They were crying. They were mad. And they got a chance to sit right in front of Derek Chauvin. So, you know, what I wanted to do today was just express myself, let some of the people that come on as far as my panel members express themselves. And if you want to come on or leave a comment, leave it. We'll read it on the air, because I think this is something that continuously has to be talked about. Yes, this happened some time ago, but it happens constantly. And some of the things that sometimes it happens and it's not sensationalized. And when I say sensationalized, I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's not out there like a lot of these are. So let's just vent. Let's say the things that we want to say. We don't have to be nice here on Dope Living TV. You can say what you want, okay? But let's talk about it, all right? I'm going to play some footage from today, and I'll be right back, okay? Dope Living TV Live.
When the paramedics loaded Mr. Floyd into the ambulance, were you still there at the scene?
That is correct.
All right. At some point, did you make a 911 call?
That is correct. I did call the police on the police.
All right. And why did you do that?
Because I believe I witnessed a murder.
Officer Tao and Chauvin, he put his hand on his mace. They put their hand on their mace. I can't remember if they actually pointed at us, but they definitely put their hand on the mace, and we all back.
Did you feel threatened by the police officers?
Yes.
Did you feel threatened by Mr. Chauvin?
Yes.
Someone said he hasn't moved, and then in over a minute, was that your voice too?
Yes.
Why was that important for you? That in terms of saying over a minute, were you worried about the length of time that this was going on?
Yes, because I knew time was running out, or that it had already.
What do you mean by time was running out?
That he was going to die.
I believe I witnessed a murder, which is why the young man called 911. I thought he was going to die. That's what the young lady just said. I'm not going to show the footage of what actually went down. I'm not going to show that footage, but just to paraphrase a little bit of it, or recreate a little bit of it. George Floyd was brought out of the store, was brought around to the police car, I should say, the other side, laid on the ground. Derek Chauvin had his knee on his neck. All the while, I think they said 27 times, George Floyd said, "I can't breathe. I can't breathe." I think it culminated in the rant. Well, not the rant. He called for his mother. The young ladies, as I was listening, the young ladies that were there, and these were the bystanders that you just heard, people that were there, they actually saw what happened. They saw him being held down by 3 officers. One officer was cutting his breathing off for 9 minutes. This man was saying, "I can't breathe." There was even a moment where the police officer looked at the crowd with this kind of sinister stare, while he had his knee on his neck. Now, one of the young ladies said that they could see him putting more pressure on because he leaned in and his feet were off the ground. The defense was talking about that it was at a point where it looked like that it might become dangerous for them. If you look at this footage or look at some of the pictures that were taken, yes, there was a crowd of people around. From all I could see was, people driving by, of course, but there were like 8 or 9 people, if that, around. Where were they? They weren't coming up on the officers. They were standing to the side. One of the young ladies that took video had drove by, parked her car, and came back because she saw that something wasn't right. You have to hear her, and hopefully they'll play some of it on your newscast wherever you're at tonight. And I'll pause with this because I just want to say that it's a travesty that stuff like this still goes on. Even though this happened last May, I think it was, it goes on constantly. We just don't hear about it all the time, which is why we have to continue to talk about it. We have to continue to make it known. We have to continue to verbalize how we feel, because if we don't do it, it will continue to happen. Now, let's be clear. There were 3 officers there. Now, we're all on Derek Chauvin, deservedly so, but the other 2 officers, if you see the film, if you see the video that they took, there was an officer that was definitely blocking everybody. They were and the one guy who was an MMA fighter, he said he knew that move that the guy put on George Floyd's name. He said, I forgot what he called it. It was something, he called it a something hold, which cuts off your breathing. He said the man knew what he was doing. He was verbalizing it as the video was going on. He was calling them bum asses. He's saying, y'all not right, y'all not right. Now, he also said, he told George Floyd, just get up and get in the car, okay? Don't do anything else, just get in the car. George Floyd was yelling, and you could hear him saying, I can't, they won't let me up. I can't breathe. It was hard to watch. And, in a way, I'm glad that they're showing the footage. But the other side of me is like, what is this showing the footage? What is this going to do to all of us? How is this going to impact us? Now, another thing, the one that had the main footage, the one that took the main video footage, she was a teenager, and she had her cousin with her, who I think was 8 or 9 years old at the time. That 8 or 9-year-old testified today in court. The other lady who took some footage, and she has some really good footage as well. She was a teenager. She was screaming, cussing, telling them, hey, man, let him up. He can't breathe. He cannot breathe. And one thing that was evident with all of the people that were giving testimony today, they were emotional. Everyone was hurt. Everyone was reliving this. See, the thing is, it happened last year, but now they have to come sit down and relive it. So they have to look at the footage again. You know, they were asking, which person is you? Now, they wouldn't show, I don't even know why they did. They wouldn't show in their faces as they were testifying, but they showed the video. They stopped the video and said, now, which one is you? And they had them circle themselves. All right. I didn't understand that, but hey, you know, I'm not a judge. Anyway, you know, the death of George Floyd created an outrage last May after that video that the one young lady took circulated online, and it showed the officer holding his knee on Mr. Floyd's neck on the street corner as he tried to catch his breath. After that happened, after Mr. Floyd died, it created a problem for everybody. There were protests all over, and they were protesting police brutality from everywhere. I mean, every time you looked, from monuments to sports, even team names they changed, you know, to represent what the cause was. And you know, now everybody's having their my bad, dude. Everybody's having their day in court, and it's not it ain't looking good. But again, somebody just texted inbox and said he's gonna get off. I mean, and that's the thing. We have to feel kind of different now because it's happened before. So much bad stuff has happened, and what happens? They get off. Where's it? I mean, what? I don't know. Anyway, the jury was chosen after, you know, a lengthy process. The jury has 2 white men, 4 white women, 3 black men, 1 black woman, and 2 women who identify as a mixed race. And the 2 white women and white men they're the alternates. So as we stated, as I said earlier, the video clearly it clearly shows the officer's knee on George Floyd's neck for more than 9 minutes. Those 9 minutes created an outrage across the country against police brutality, against racial inequality. And, you know, all of the old civil rights leaders popped back out, okay? But a lot of new ones came. And it just threw it out there, you know, Chauvin is white, George Floyd is black. And so how is this going to go down, you know? How is it going to go down? We don't know. All we can say is that we gotta govern ourselves. Yes, we as a people, as black people, we feel terrible that this thing continuously goes on. And I can't name how many names last year, and it's COVID season, you know, last year people went down, you know. But another thing that's going to be brought up, I would imagine, is that the Floyd family gets $27 million. You know, the money's not going to bring them back, but you know, was that? Some people are going to say, okay, they already got restitution, so we don't need to take this man to court. You know, he still has to pay for the crime that he did, that we saw. He still has to pay for that. You know, something has to happen. I'm just saying. Pat says, no way this dude gets off. And it's felt across the world. It's not just here. You're absolutely right, brother. It's felt across the world, man. It's, you know, and it's not. And yes, Pat is I said, brother, that's my brother. He's a white guy, But you know what? At this point, everybody, black, white, everybody is up in arms about this. And again, rightly so. Why? Because this can't keep happening. This is 2021. 2021. This is continued. And it's like we have to continuously just sit up and take it, right? We have to continuously sit up and say, hey, it's bad, but it's okay. He'll get over it. No, this guy needs to pay for his crime. The other people, the other officers that did whatever they did, have to pay for the crime. Now, I'm not saying that every police officer is bad. I am not saying that. I'm saying that there are some bad seeds within the police department, and that they need to be dealt with. And you can't pick them all out because they're not going to say that they're bad, especially now. But I think there needs to be an overall sensitivity, so an overall training, retraining. We're going to spend some money. Let's spend money retraining them. There are some good officers out there. Everybody welcome Gina Gasson to the show. Yeah, oops.
Hey, I'm new.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm just, we're talking about the trial, and I was watching most of it today. My eyes were glued, especially when the bystanders started talking, and the one guy, they just tried to make I don't know what the defense is on. I have not figured them out yet. Okay. But this guy who was an MMA fighter, he even said he wanted to, if you touch me, I'll beat your ass. Okay. Something like that. Okay. And the defense asked him, what did he say? And he said that. And he said, I meant it too. I meant it. He said, because he felt, and he's the one that called 911 because he felt that a murder was taking place.
Mm-hmm. Well, their defense, they're trying to discredit him by saying that not just him, but the crowd was being aggressive. And so the officers were distracted by the crowd.
There was no crowd. There was about 8 or 9 people.
Hey, this is the defense that they're using. They're also saying that that the guy, that his name was William, something like that,
right,
that he was threatening them.
And he did say some words, okay? But the thing is this, he was trying to make sure that man stayed alive, all right? Everybody welcome Uchimar to this show. Tried to make sure he stayed alive.
Hey there.
So, okay, yeah, everybody was like, yelling at them and this and that, but, and everybody's focused on George Chauvin, but this video told the other officers he didn't help. They were asking these guys, hey, please stop. This man is dying. You can hear George Floyd screaming for help. You can hear him. The one guy told him, he said, hey, man, get up and just get in the car. George Floyd said, I can't. They won't let me.
But you know what? I don't know how they picked 12 people for the jury. They actually, I think they got 14 or 15 people because they interviewed extra people in case any of the other jurors were, didn't come or whatever. So they have 3 people on standby. I just don't know how you pick a jury for a case like this that has been seen around the world.
Again, they got 12 members, 2 white men, 4 white women, 3 black women, 1 black woman, and 2 women who identify as mixed race. And according to the information that's provided by the court, the 2 white women and a white man are the alternates.
But you're supposed to, how can you, I just don't get, how did you pick the jury? And I think everybody on the jury has heard or seen about the case. They're telling them, forget everything you've seen, forget everything you've heard, and just listen to the facts of the case. I can guarantee you, there are some people on that jury that said, I want to get on this jury so I can get this guy. I know there's some on there that,
and there's some that got on there that said, after everything is said and done, I'm gonna have my 15 minutes of fame too.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know, man. What you think about that, Uji?
Well, in a nutshell, one way or the other, something gonna happen, and if it happens to the point of where they let dude go, it's all gonna start back over again. Everything, COVID, COVID, the riots, everything gonna start right back.
Oh yeah, they already preparing. They're putting out there already. They started even before the trial, before even unfolded. They've been saying and communicating, hey, don't clown, don't do this, don't do that if it doesn't go your way. They're already saying that.
But see, it's real, like it's like it contradicts itself. All the news, everything that's going on dealing with him contradicts itself. I mean, last month they just gave the dude his family 27 million or something.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then they study saying, you got people saying he innocent. You got people in politics saying he innocent. You got all types of people saying innocent. But why would they give his family that money? You know what I'm saying? I mean, they study trying to just. This is a plot. Everything's a plot with me, but this is a plot.
Go ahead.
For something else that's going on right now that we don't know about. We're being distracted.
But remember, Breonna Taylor's family, they were awarded money too, millions of dollars too. So
Well, let's not bring them back, okay? Mickey and Yamu says, I'm feeling disappointed. Thank you for your comment, Mickey. But it doesn't bring the family back. Number one, okay.
Right, but it's also not them not saying that the person is guilty.
Right.
So
I mean, you gotta, like I said, you gotta keep your eyes open, ears and eyes open, because this actually was I'll say 85% closed case. You know what I'm saying? It was pretty much. It got stopped being talked about, all type of stuff. So for it to be brought up on the level that it's being brought up now, we got to keep our eyes and our ears open for what might be happening behind our back, behind this smoke storm right here.
Smoke and mirrors. That's what I was saying earlier, though, man. It's like, okay, we talked about it when it happened. Okay, year didn't go by. It died down, just like everything else dies down. Okay, but now we up in arms. Everybody getting ready to go break into the Foot Locker. Everybody getting ready to go do their thing and get them some more clothes and this and that, which does nothing for the cause. It does nothing. Right?
I want to say, be prepared for him, maybe to get a few years or maybe even no years. I just want people to be prepared, because it's possible it could happen. A lot of people are saying, how can they say he's not guilty? Look at all the evidence. But we've seen it in the past.
They say that all the time. They say that all the time. Look at the evidence. It's there's no way you can say that he's not guilty.
Yeah, it's like I say, I'm convinced it's a smoke screen, most definitely. I'm seriously convinced it's a smoke screen. I'm trying to check out to see what other current events is going on that you're sleeping on right now. That's basically what I'm doing, because this is a serious smoke screen. All right, and the biggest part of the smoke screen is going to be when they give the dude house arrest. You know what I'm saying? They give him community service and house arrest. That's when everybody gonna get mad, go out in the streets and do this, that, and the other, and that's gonna be where the smoke screen really starts it, because something else is going to be happening.
And then it's gonna get political. Then it's gonna get political, and then, like you said, something else is going to happen. It's just a pattern, and it always goes around with the sensationalism of this one thing. And I'm not saying by any way, and I'm not softening it at all. Hey, look, dude guilty. Dude did what he did. Okay, he's guilty. He needs to pay the price for this. All right. I don't care. He got a family and kids. Think about what you're doing. As soon as the man said, "I can't breathe," loosen up a little bit, man. Hold him down. It's three of y'all. It's three of y'all.
Well, like they said, the 911 dispatcher thought that it was a freeze. He thought that the screen froze. He thought it was some freezing going on. You know, the call froze or something like that. When it just was stagnant, the same thing. You feel me? 10 minutes, 20 minutes.
It don't make any sense.
It was on his neck for 30 whole minutes. You know what I might as well be in. You know what I'm saying? Real life.
But even when the paramedics got there, he still was on his neck.
Right. That's what I said. It was on his neck for like he made a phone call, did about 3 text messages, everything while standing on that man's neck. I mean, and then you know the defense is saying, well, you know, the main defense is, well, he had pre-existing illnesses.
And
you know, that's the but see, the whole thing about it is, even if he had pre-existing illnesses, that don't cause for you to stand on that man's neck.
Period. Tim Gray says money is the rule of all evil. If they let this man free, man, no telling what's going to happen. Maybe 2020 again or worse. I agree, Tim. I totally agree. You know, like I said, Foot Lockers, all of y'all get board them things up, board them up. Get ready. Everybody say what's up to Chris Mills.
Hey, Chris.
What's up, Chris?
Hey, what's going on, y'all? How y'all feeling?
Good.
Feeling a little different right now today. Again, in the same spot, all right?
I feel the same.
Yeah, the world is watching this case, but we watched Trayvon Martin, and you know, I had this conversation with a couple of people, and they were saying, well, you know, times are different now. Things are different. Black people aren't standing for it. When did we ever stand for it, though?
They say when people say stuff like that, that reminds me of what Chris said. When you got when you're in a conversation and somebody you're talking, and there's some white people in the room, and they say, "Yeah, man, I got 3 or 4 black friends."
So tell me this. Check this out. I got a question. I got a question for you, Gina. What is the United States of America's percentage of black people?
I can't answer 17%. That question.
What do you think? What do you think is the percentage of black people?
I'll go with Chris. 17%.
Nah, I mean, you know, Chris was what you say, Chris?
17.8% black people in the world.
No, I didn't say the world. I say United States of America. Where we live.
Well, if you gonna, I say that you're gonna bring it down to like probably say 10% at the most.
Okay, that's a good answer. 10% is a good
not
answer.
Even 10. Not even 10. Say 7. Say 7%.
Oh well, between 7 and 10.
Black people over in Africa.
That's a good Africa. That's a good answer. Between 7 and 10% is a good answer. Okay, now being that said, you know, we are so concerned about so many things just dealing with black people. We gotta get more upon what's going on in this world, period, because we, like I said, this smoke screen is going to throw a lot of people off when they find out what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? Not that I could just tell you what's going on. I wish I could, but I don't know. But this is some, you know, right now in Indianapolis, you know, they changing the gun law here. You're not going to need a permit to carry.
Yeah, it's going to be
Wow.
Yeah, it's gonna be an open carry. It's gonna be an open carry.
Open carry, right? Pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's a lot of other things. It's a lot of other things going on that we got to pay attention to as far as the sequence of events.
Okay, and that's all. That's fine and good. Okay, but the thing is this: it is indoctrinated in our minds that this is what we got to focus on right now because they putting it out there.
I mean, but see, that's not what you got to do. That's the pattern that we got to stop.
Right thing. You're saying the right things, okay? But the thing is, look at what's happening and watch the mentality of people. The smoke screen that you speak of, okay? Yeah, it's there. It's there now, okay? But people like yourself, like Chris, like myself, like Gina, we know what you're talking about. But other people, look, they're gonna click on just like I did today. They're gonna click on and they're gonna be on there 7 hours.
I ain't even click on. I mean, they're gonna tell me the answer. It's just like it's just like any other test, football or whatever. Your answer is gonna come out at the end. Mm-hmm. I ain't got to sit there and watch all through it and not know what else is going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna get the answer. You're gonna get the answer regardless.
Everybody don't think like you, and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying everybody don't think like you.
I understand that, but that's why I'm saying this, because you know it's a lot of shit going on. It's a lot of shit going on right now. Why he doing this? There's a lot of shit going on. You could be looking at the news on in different areas and seeing what else going on. You know what I'm saying? You can follow different other current events to see why this is a sequence of these events. You know what I'm saying?
Beneath the Alliance says she's not watching any of that.
More power to you. You know what I'm saying? Because we get the answer. Somebody gonna tell us.
She already said earlier that he gonna get off. Watch.
Well, what do you think about the officer, the Asian officer that pretty much kept the crowd back?
That's what I was talking about earlier too. Go ahead, Gina.
You know, I just think that he's just as guilty. People were walking up trying to help Floyd, and he was pushing them back. And his lawyer didn't want to combine the trials. He wanted to have a separate trial because I think he had a feeling that, you know, this ain't gonna be pretty. We don't want to be tied to that.
Yeah, Beneath the Alliance says I'm protecting my peace, grinding my own hustle in my own community. Absolutely.
I know that's right, Kanithia.
But you know what? Go ahead, Jenny.
I just don't want to get caught up in it. I've been in and out. You know, I haven't really been just indulged in it because it's just too time consuming, and I don't want to give them my time like that. I don't want to give them my time to possibly in the end say, okay, he got 5 years, or he didn't get any time, or he got off, or it was justified. I don't want to give them my time like that. So I've been watching a little bit of it here and there, but I'm just not going to indulge myself in it.
Today was the first day I watched, and I said I was going to watch because I wanted to do this conversation. Right? And they said it's probably, they anticipated lasting about 3 weeks. Now, I'm not going to watch anymore, but I think we just need to be prepared.
I'm going to watch Saturday Night Live. It's probably going to be on Saturday Night Live.
They're going to have it on there. Jimmy Kimmel going to talk about it tonight. You know, it's going. I was looking for something funny that people could say, not a parody, but you know, some funny little comment that anybody would say about anything that's going on in there, and nobody's saying nothing. All right, y'all, real quick, y'all check this out. This is a piece of the piece of the trial. Hold on.
Would you tell the ladies and gentlemen how you're viewing, experiencing what happened to George Floyd has affected your life?
When I look at George Floyd, I look at my dad, I look at my brothers, I look at my cousins, my uncles, because they are all black. I have a black father, I have a black brother, I have black friends. And I look at that and I look at how that could have been one of them. It's been nights I stayed up apologizing and apologizing to George Floyd for not doing more and not physically interacting and not saving his life. But it's like, it's not what I should have done. It's what he should have done. He should have.
That'll finish the answer. Thank you.
Okay.
Did you finish your answer, Donnell?
She finished her answer.
Yeah, thank you.
Proceed to your next question.
So she was the one that was the person who did the video. She feels that she should have done more. You know,
she did what? She the one that made the video?
Yeah, she's the one that got the video that went all over the place, and she said her whole life has changed because of that. I mean, and she's emotional, but again, this happened a year ago, so it's still right now. Now everybody has to relive it. They got to relive it now, and as you relive it, the same stuff as Gina said, the same stuff that Tim said, I should say. The same stuff that went on before, as you're reliving this, it's going to happen again, all right? And my thing is, it doesn't have to be that way. Yes, this stuff happened. Yes, we got to talk about it, of course, but as you said, Uzi, that's other stuff that's getting ready, that's on the horizon that needs to be talked about as well. And if we talk about that stuff now, then maybe we could be more prepared when it does happen.
And when you're looking at stuff, you got to keep in mind we the 7 to 10%. You know what I'm saying? So basically, United States, we've never really been cared about, or none of that. You understand what I'm saying? So, like I say, that's why when different things happen, I'll say surrounding black people, I feel like what's next? You know what I'm saying? What's going on now? What's about to happen? Feel me? Because I accept being a minority. I just my thing is to find comfortability within my life. You know what I'm saying? Home. I don't need outside. I don't need the streets. I don't need a bunch of that stuff. I just need to be comfortable where I'm at. Be able to move around, work without being harassed, different things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? And what's going on is a setup for more harassment, more hatred. A lot of that.
That's why I'm looking for a house by itself. I'm gonna put a 1-lane bowling alley in that joint, man.
Right.
I'm enclose a full-length basketball court.
Right. Give me one of them joints off the highway, sitting back like about 10, 15 acres. You feel me?
Yeah, exactly.
And surrounded with 25 each direction. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'll be just happy. You won't even see me. I'll probably get me a cow and shit for my milk and eggs and chickens and shit, and call it a day. Because the world is evil, man, and all this stuff is just making motherfuckers even more eviler. Trump is out the chair now. You know what I'm saying? So if this shit happen now, what is the National Guard coming? You feel me? Or are we gonna be able to really kill some people? You feel me? What's going on?
As soon as this trial gets towards the end, National Guard gonna be full. They got there when the jury, they're there for the jury when they come in and out, okay? But as soon as it's over, man, and then it's gonna be a whole bunch of new stars for about 3 or 4 months, a whole bunch of new movie stars for about 3 or 4 months, and then it's dead. Then the mess gonna really start.
There you go. So you gotta, like I said, you gotta think about the sequence of events that's going to follow, and the things that's going on as we speak. You know what I'm saying? The preparation for more hate and different things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? It's just it's crazy. It's just crazy. I mean, if it, he dead, rest in peace. I'm sorry to hear that and stuff, but why keep on carrying it? Why keep on carrying it along? Why keep on dragging it through?
Kaniti Lyon says the politicians are going to be so busy while the public is watching the trial. You know they are. Like you just said, they're going to be they're going to be laying in the cut, plotting their next, especially Republicans. They're going to be ready. They're going to be ready. All right, laying in the cut, getting ready to do their thing. Okay, as soon as it happens, with the finger. See, I told you so. See, I told you so.
Right.
The see, I told you so is going to work either way. See, I told you so that wasn't that going to happen? See, I told you so he was going to go to jail. This is what we're going to do. All right. Hey, did y'all notice that Chris got a haircut?
Oh,
I just know Chris cut all the hair off, man. I'm sorry. Chris,
I'm next, Chris. Don't trip. I'm next.
Hey, Chris, black hair matter.
He said black hair.
Oh, Cornelius, yes, I got your name. I'm good with names. Thanks for saying my name exactly right. Okay. But I don't know, man. Sometimes I want to talk about this stuff. Sometimes I really don't, man, because I'm like, am I feeding into the propaganda, man? But you know what? I think we do need to talk about it, get it off of our chest, let the people talk about it and say what they want to say. But on the other side of that, man, as we continue to talk about it, are we a part of the problem? Or are we part of the solution?
Yeah, I think we adding fuel to the fire on some notes. Most definitely. I don't think. See this. Actually, I feel like this is just like talking about your boy 45. I think we're giving it too much attention.
Well, you know what it is. More of what it is this, though. See, the thing about it is if we don't look into the deep part of it, of what's going on, and check to see like what count are they really charging this police officer at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then we're never going to figure out. We're never going to be able to pin the solution on them. So the count they have them at, I believe it's second degree murder, right? Or did they move it up to third? Did they move it up to third degree?
I don't know. I thought it was just manslaughter.
Nah, I think they moved it up to a second degree murder joint.
You're supposed to have a couple of counts. Of
So
murder,
if you notice, it's 5 counts of murder.
Right.
It's first degree, second degree, third degree manslaughter, and non invalid.
He's supposed to have a couple of those counts.
You know,
it ain't just one. He's
the ones that they normally, the ones that they usually get, that's how they be getting off, because they charge them with the wrong count. That's how they be getting acquitted, appealed, and all that other bull crap, because they don't never charge them with the actual murder count that it's supposed to be.
Okay,
and once us as a race, go ahead, Juice.
No, I was just saying, I was reading here where it said he was charged with third degree murder initially.
Yeah, third degree murder. Yeah.
They added another count though. They added another count.
That's initially.
They added another count. Yeah. He has more than one count though.
Right. Most definitely.
Well, but you know the thing about it is, when it comes to those counts, the 5 that I talked about, they only can get charged with one of those, and then they add on other different counts that's outside of those 5, and that's the crazy part about it. But one of those 5 is the one that's supposed to convict them, and they always place the wrong count on the police officer or the ex-police officer, and that's how they get off. Let's take the Rodney King beating, for instance. You know what I'm saying? They charged them with the wrong count. I think it was I forgot what count they charged them with, but I know it was the wrong count, and that's how they was able to get acquitted, because under the definition of the count that they're getting charged for, they didn't do, so they're able to get off on it.
Here's a problem too, and I was just reading this as well. And they were asking, what is the defense going to ride on, basically? Okay, and they said his legal team will argue that their client used reasonable force to subdue Floyd. There were 2 autopsies to conducted on Floyd, one by the Hennepin County Medical Examiner's Office and another by Floyd's family. The county said that the cause of Floyd's death was cardiopulmonary arrest, complicating law enforcement subdual, restraint, and neck compression. The family said, autopsy report said that George Floyd died of asphyxiation from sustained pressure.
Right. There's actually three toxology reports. The family did 2. The first that came out, they were saying it was the drug. What is it? Fentanyl or whatever? I'm not familiar with it.
Meth.
Whatever the drug, they said that's what caused his heart to stop, but along with the knee thing, but the cause is the drug and his bad heart.
Let's keep it 100. If they hadn't did all of that stuff, his heart would still been ticking. I don't care how much meth and stuff he was on. If it hadn't have been wrestling with him, cutting the man's breathing off and all that junk, he'd have been still cool, okay? It ain't had nothing to do with all of that stuff. That stuff could have happened.
Well, the defense has to make a defense.
Well, did you hear? Did
you know what I'm saying?
Did you hear that? Did you hear the actual story on it though?
No. What's up?
Did you hear the actual story on why everything happened? I don't know if it's a rumor or not.
Now go ahead. I didn't hear it. Go ahead.
He's froze. I think Chris is frozen.
For 9 minutes.
So the actual story was. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, actual story.
Oh, okay. So the actual story was that they used to do security. They used to do security at the same club. And the police officer was mad because George was getting all of the women at the club.
Yeah, I remember that story.
So when he paid with the counterfeit 20, he took it further than he was because of the jealousy of what happened. That was happening at the clubs and all that they was working on. Well, they was working at.
And I'm sure the prosecutors are gonna bring that up. As they go through this in the next 3 weeks, they're gonna bring all of that up and tie it into, you did this because you had a vendetta. They talked about it, and then it got kind of quiet with that part of it, where they had some differences at that club. And even the club owner talked about, that they had conflicts going on. So I'm pretty sure the prosecutors are going to bring all of that up. They're just, it's going to come into play. They have to convince, that's the thing. They have to convince those jurors that he's guilty without a reasonable doubt. It's not like Chauvin has to prove that he didn't do it. The prosecutors have to prove that he did it.
Right.
That's that's the way our justice system is. So they're gonna bring all of those things up as they move through the trial. Right now they're just trying to paint the picture, and of course the defense is trying to erase the picture. But it's gonna be a lot of things that come out. I think all the way through it. It's gonna be. I think I didn't see it, but I did read that there was a 9-year-old girl that testified.
Exactly, and she was
9 years old.
That's crazy.
She was with a cousin.
Hey,
and,
G, I'm about to be up out of here. But
okay.
The dude that be doing all of the money talks on Clubhouse.
Mm-hmm.
This is spot right here. Hold on.
You got that thing with you?
That's it.
You don't know that dude. I'm just saying, you don't know that dude.
I ain't going to see him. He just on property. He on the property my people own.
Oh, okay. Say how that thing with you. Don't have me flying out there, bro. But yeah,
he just on the property my people own, bro.
All right, y'all getting ready to do a clubhouse?
Yeah, but yeah, bro, I'm gonna get up with y'all later, man. I'm about to walk into this office.
All right, bro.
All right, see you later, Chris.
All right.
Yeah, and you know what? I know that move was to tug at people's hearts because I did not want to watch. Definitely, I did not want to see that 9-year-old on the stand talking about that. And I do want to say I appreciate the fact that I think she was with her aunt. That she sent her, cousin, she sent her into the store so that she would not see what was going on. I appreciate that because that's probably something that would never be wiped from her mind.
But she saw enough. I listened to her. She saw enough. She said she saw who the guy was because at first they asked her, did she see who the man was that had the knee on the guy's neck? And she said, yes, she did see. They asked, did you see him? Do you see him in his courtroom? She said no, because he had a mask on. He stood up, took his mask down, and then she said, yes, it was him. Which I don't know why he did all of that. Okay, but whatever. It's ridiculous. I got one more video, man. I want to show you real quick, y'all. So y'all check this out, and then we get back. Hold on.
You will learn what happened in that 9 minutes and 29 seconds. The most important numbers you will hear in this trial are 929. May 25th of 2020, Mr. Derek Chauvin betrayed this badge when he used excessive and unreasonable force upon the body of Mr. George Floyd. You will learn that he was well aware that Mr. Floyd was unarmed, that Mr. Floyd had not threatened anyone, that Mr. Floyd was in handcuffs, he was completely in the control of the police, he was defenseless. We're going to ask at the end of this case that you find Mr. Chauvin guilty for his excessive use of force against George Floyd that was an assault that contributed to taking his life, and for engaging in eminently dangerous behavior, putting the knee on the neck, the knee on the back, for 9 minutes and 29 seconds without regard for Mr. Floyd's life. We're going to ask that you find him guilty of murder in the second degree, murder in the third degree, and second-degree manslaughter.
And this will ultimately be another significant battle in this trial. What was Mr. Floyd's actual cause of death? The evidence will show that Mr. Floyd died of a cardiac arrhythmia that occurred as a result of hypertension, his coronary disease, the ingestion of methamphetamine and fentanyl, and the adrenaline flowing through his body, all of which acted to further compromise an already compromised heart. Dr. Baker found none of what are referred to as the telltale signs of asphyxiation. There were no bruises to Mr. Floyd's neck, either on his skin or after peeling his skin back to the muscles beneath. There was no petechial hemorrhaging. There was no evidence that Mr. Floyd's airflow was restricted, and he did not determine to be a positional or mechanical asphyxia death. When you review the actual evidence, and when you hear the law and apply reason and common sense, there will only be one just verdict, and that is to find Mr. Chauvin not guilty.
My instincts were telling me that something's wrong. Something is not right. I don't know what, but something wasn't right.
In what ways were you thinking that something was not right?
It was an extended period of time. Again, I can't tell you the exact amount of time. And they hadn't told me if they needed any more resources. It's a multitude of different things that ran through my brain.
About your call, as you sit here today, have you changed your mind about the reasons why you called Sergeant Pleager when you did?
No.
Come on. So the defense attorney, this dude said all of that stuff, and then he said there's no way that what you saw could have resulted in his death. Are you kidding me? So methamphetamines, whatever, all of that stuff. He had a pulmonary embolism or whatever, okay? And you're telling me that at that moment, that's the moment he decided to have a pulmonary embolism. That's the moment when it decided to come on. Not that the officer had his knee on his neck and the other officers had their knees on his back. And the one officer was saying, okay, yeah, he may be down, but y'all can't help. Come on with that, man. I do not take, I'm not giving nothing to that, okay? Because that is so ridiculous to me. And I'm sorry I played that.
Well, you know what? The defense have to have a defense. They're going to build it around whatever, that's what they're getting paid for. So you can't blame them for grasping at straws or whatever they need to do to get them off, because that's their job.
But make it make sense. That didn't make any sense. What he just said.
Doesn't have to make sense. A lot of cases we saw did not make sense.
True.
They did not make sense. So, that they're just doing what they get paid to do. So we're going to see a lot of crazy stuff through this from I think from both sides. But
how much
they just have to build. They have to build a case, and they have to build a case on anything that they can reach for. What else is there for them to use?
This ain't no case. There's no reason to have a case.
What they have to have a case. They have to have a trial.
I know, but I'm just saying, it's just ridiculous to me. I'm just saying, it's ridiculous to everybody. And again, Uji brought up a great point, man. This right now it's a smoke and mirrors portion. Once everything is said and done, it's going to get gully out there.
But what do you think? What do you think may happen if he gets off?
Oh, Lord, Claude, have mercy.
And I'm not referring to, the riots or, any backlash from that. I'm referring to the precedents that is setting for the future, for future cases like this that may happen.
Well, I think that they're going to start doing things with an even finer tooth comb. You know what I'm saying? They're going to start, and it's going to get to a point where we as a people, we're already going to predispose ourselves to have lost. If he gets off, we're throwing our hands up. I don't care how many protests, how many marches, how many kumbayas we have, we can't win. You know, we get a minor victory by getting, it's on the news. They're talking about it. Al Sharpton comes back. Mr. Jackson hobbles in front of the camera. You know what I'm saying? But then you got the new people who don't really know how to be active properly. They don't know how to, So it's just going to be, to me, it's going to become a show. And I don't know.
I cleaned the yellow.
Ask them what they think about it.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to say. It could go in a lot of different directions. It could mean, police officers like Chauvin now feel that, hey, I can do these things and some because nothing's gonna happen. Or it could be, people push to have tighter laws or other things in place. It's a lot of things that could happen based on this that can change the whole trajectory of it.
So our thing is this, Gina, and I'm gonna end this in an hour, okay? But at 8:00, my thing is this: do we continue to talk about it? Because we don't know what the outcome's going to be, but we prepare for the worst, hope for the best. Why are we always having to do this as a people?
Look at my rainbow.
Yeah,
that wasn't a real, question.
Oh, that was
right.
Nice.
So, just wanted to hop on here today and give that, I'd say our commentary. I'm glad you jumped on because you always give, great commentary. Glad we had Uji's perspective. Chris got on for a second. We're glad we had that, man. But what do we do? What do we do? Do we continue to tell our kids to, just don't do nothing? Don't breathe, don't talk, don't walk, don't drive, don't blink, don't.
But that doesn't even help.
It
Put
doesn't.
your hands up. Put your hands on the dash. The things we taught our children growing up, especially our young men. When my son started driving, I educated him on what's going to happen now that you're older and you're driving out here. And true enough, it's happened time after time.
Yeah.
But even with that teaching, it doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter. And that's the bad part about it. It doesn't matter. Tomorrow, Gina, I'm going to have a gentleman. His name is Jeff Relaford. He's a life coach. He owns a company called Redirect, Regroup, Refocus. And just going to be talking about redirections. You know what I'm saying? Changing up our lives, trying to make things better in the world that we're living in right now. All right, I really need you here because I know you're gonna have a lot to
say. I will be here. I'll be here.
Definitely, man. So hey, look, before we go, now we got two of them. Scripture time.
Scripture time. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. You know what that means? That means even if you can't see something happening, you trust the process and you trust God. Now that's faith. Yeah, girl, faith is an extra push that says, I don't think I can. I know I can. Mm-hmm, give it to him, honey. I know I can. I know I can. I know I can. Ooh. Advice. Take it twice. Oh.
Little mannish ass girl.
Man, they are too cute though. Man, they were speaking it. Oh my gosh.
Boy.
Oh my gosh.
Like Uji said yesterday, see them in about 10 years, man. It's gonna be a whole different story, boy.
Oh, I don't know. You teach them young. They don't forget it. They don't forget it
because they gotta look. It's something a little saucy about them, man. And I'm
hey, those will be your next Kamala Harris.
Or those will be your next Cardi B's. I'm just saying.
Hey.
Junior high school, we're gonna see. Junior high school, we're gonna see. Because when you come out there with all of that, you think I can, all of that stuff. But the regular, we got our regular.
You're beautiful. You're smart. You're loved. This week we're great. You got this. You're a badass. You can do this.
My favorite.
I'm gonna play that till it's yellow, man. I'm gonna play that with I'm done with this. But these little girls, I don't know.
I like them little girls. They telling it like it is.
I like them. Scripture time.
Scripture time. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Hebrews 11 and 1. You know what that means? That means even if you can't see something happening, you trust the process and you trust God. Now that's faith. Yeah, girl, faith is an extra push that says, I don't think I can. I know I can. Give it to him, honey. I know I can. I know I can. I know I can. Ooh. Advice. Take it twice.
It's so funny because my granddaughter wears that uniform, that same uniform they have on.
They don't act like that.
I don't know if that's local or if that's, but
hey, they need they need to go to Planned Parenthood tomorrow.
Oh gosh.
Line their little asses up.
You know what? You have to admit they talking some real stuff though.
I mean, they are, Gina, but you line them up for their COVID shots. They can get it from me. Good with that, man.
Oh gosh.
Anyway, man, and into the rain, some sunlight must shine. All right, this is Dope Living TV. That's my sister Gina Gasson right there. I'm great, man. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, we'll see you tomorrow.
All right, have a good one, everyone.